Hi, everybody. This is going to be a quick sort of example of how to use the contour lines to find the elevation of a given point for assignment 2, part 2. All right, so I've got that similar clip that we've been looking at a little bit already in some of the other videos, in case you were looking at those, to sort of give us an example of how to determine elevation using our contour lines. So a couple things to keep in mind. Anything to do with the contour line or elevation is going to be these brown font or the brown numbers and these brown lines that we see through here. And again, looking at the legend, if you're unsure, will help us to figure some of those things out. So the other thing to kind of keep in mind, and I realize in the clip of the map that I've picked here, I don't have that many streams, so it's not great for showing that part, but it is a good example of like remembering what a mountain looks like. So remembering the shape of hills. So from the assignment handout, there's this example here showing of what the contour lines look like as it goes up a hill. So you end up with sort of a series of circles if it's a round hill, and those circles get smaller and smaller as it gets towards the top. So coming over to the right side of our map clip over here, we've got the benchmark of 388 meters. And so this is 388, and again, we've got that pattern of circles, or circles outlining that pattern. So we know that that's the top of the mountain. It's not going to be at the bottom of a pit. And you know it's not the bottom of the pit based on the type of contour lines. And we'll take a quick look at what that looks like if it was at the bottom of the pit after we finish this example. So if I want to know the elevation of these tanks here that we've been talking about a little bit already, I would need to follow my contour line starting at 388. And I go 388, that means this next one here is going to be 380, because you only draw a line if it is like a 10. So 110, 120, 130, 300, 310, 320, 330, 340. You get where I'm going on that, I hope. So that means this contour line right here around 388 is going to be 380. And then I'm going down the hill because hills are that sort of cone shape at the top. So this next one that we're looking at here, so 380, 370, 360, 350 is this one. And it's helpful actually on our map that anything that's like a 50 or 100, so 300, 200, 100 on our map is showing up as a thicker or index contour line. That's helpful for us to sort of follow those around. So this thick line is 350 all the way around here. 350, and then here we've got another line to think about. And I'm going to sort of follow this one here. I'm going to find the elevation of these tanks. But as I follow this around, kind of all the way down to here, I notice that I get another index, or another benchmark, not an index, but another benchmark that we're looking at. So this benchmark is 335. This is 350. That means this contour line here is 340. So coming up to the tanks, this is 340, and I can't even see the next contour line. So I imagine this is pretty flat through here. Maybe this is the next contour line, and in my map clip, I can't tell where it joins up again. But I'm gonna make the assumption that this is 330 out here. This is 340. So probably the elevation of my tanks is like 338, 339 maybe. It's pretty close to the 340 line. It's way far away from the 330 line. So that's where my estimate is coming from. As I mentioned, if you've got this sort of hill shape that we're looking at here, we end up knowing that like as you get to the top of that hill, the contour lines, the circle that they're circling gets smaller and smaller, kind of like what we see right here. How I know that it's going upwards is because these are the shape of my contour line. If it was going down into a pit or a depression, we would have a contour line that looks like this. And so what's happening is it looks like a regular contour line, except that it has these little tick marks here. And I'll just sort of try and highlight these with my pen. So these little tick marks are pointing into the middle of that circle there. So that tells me, as I'm reading this map, that actually the middle of that circle, it's not going up like a hill, but rather it's going down into a depression. And so that's helping me to read those contour lines. So hopefully this will help you figure out the elevation at the crossroads at Brisbane, as well as the elevation of City Hall, as well as I put sort of a document of sort of how you would walk through using a benchmark to find the elevation of City Hall using that benchmark that's on Aramosa River. All right, guys. I hope assignment 2 is going well for you. If you have any questions, please reach out. I'm happy to help. Take care.